Good morning everyone. Today we are going to see the specimen of arm. Okay. So arm is the part of the upper limb that is present between the shoulder joint and the elbow joint. Okay, so this is the shoulder joint and this is elbow joint. So this part between the shoulder joint and the elbow joint is arm, or it is also called as brachium. Okay, now this arm, it is covered into a sleeve of the sleeve-like deep fascia, or it is also called as brachial fascia. Now from this brachial fascia, intermuscular septa, they are sent into the interior of the arm, and they divide the arm into two compartments, that is anterior and posterior compartments. So two septas are medial intermuscular septa and lateral intermuscular septa. Medial intermuscular septa is attached to the medial supracondylar line and it extends up to the medial epicondyle. And in the middle it is pierced by the ulnar nerve and the superior ulnar collateral artery. And lateral intermuscular septa is attached to the lateral supracondylar ridge of the humerus. Now these two intermuscular septa, they divide the arm into anterior compartment and posterior compartment. Now first we will see the structures in the anterior compartment of the arm. So this is the anterior compartment of the arm. So here we have removed the skin, superficial fascia and deep fascia to expose the muscles and the vessels and nerves of the arm. So in the anterior compartment, we will get the three muscles, that is coracobrachialis muscle, then biceps brachii and brachialis muscle beneath the biceps brachii. So these are the three muscles, coracobrachialis, biceps and brachialis muscle. We will see one by one. So coracobrachialis. So this muscle is the coracobrachialis. So this coracobrachialis, it takes origin from the tip of the coracoid process along with the, or in common with the short head of the biceps brachii. So this is coracobrachialis taking origin from the tip of the coracoid process of scapula. And it runs downwards and the fibers are inserted into the medial border in the middle of the shaft of the humerus. Okay. They are inserted, fibers are inserted into the middle part of the medial border of shaft of humerus. Now this muscle is pierced by the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, so this is the musculocutaneous nerve, that is the branch from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. Okay, now this nerve, musculocutaneous nerve, it pierces the coracobrachialis muscle. Okay, so you can see over here clearly this nerve piercing the fibers of the coracobrachialis muscle. So it supplies the coracobrachialis muscle before piercing the muscle. Then it runs, or it passes obliquely between the biceps brachii and the brachialis muscle. Okay, to supply these muscles, and then it runs downwards and below the level of the elbow joint, it continues as the lateral cutaneous nerve of the forearm. Okay, so this is the musculocutaneous nerve piercing the coracobrachialis muscle, and it is the weak flexor of the shoulder joint. Now biceps brachii. So biceps brachii is a fusiform muscle. Okay, bi means two and ceps means head. So it has two heads. Okay, short head and long head. Okay, short head takes origin from the tip of the coracoid process of scapula in common with the coracobrachialis muscle. So this is the short head of the biceps brachii. Then long head, this is the long head. So long head, or this tendinous origin, is intracapsular. Okay, it lies within the fibrous capsule of the shoulder joint, and it takes origin from the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. Then the tendon, it turns laterally over the head of the humerus. Okay, so this is the head of the humerus. You can see over here, head of the humerus. Okay, then it runs within the intertubercular sulcus and it enters it beneath the transverse humeral ligament. Okay, so and it is covered with the synovial sheath. So this is the long head of the biceps. Then below, both the muscles, they fuse, and in the lower part they form a tendon, that is a flat tendon. So that is inserted into the posterior rough part of the radial tuberosity. Okay, so this is the tendon that is inserted into the posterior rough part of the radial tuberosity. And this muscle is supplied by musculocutaneous nerve, and it is the flexor and the supinator of the elbow joint. Now we'll see the brachialis muscle, the third muscle of the anterior compartment. So beneath, it lies beneath the biceps. So this is the brachialis muscle. Okay, so this brachialis muscle it takes origin from the lower half of the anteromedial and anterolateral surfaces of the shaft of the humerus, and below it is inserted into the anterior surface of the coronoid process and the radial and the ulnar tuberosity. Okay, so this is the brachialis muscle. Its medial part is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, so this is the branch going to the brachialis muscle from the musculocutaneous nerve, and its small lateral part is supplied by the radial nerve. It is also the flexor of elbow joint. So these are the three muscles we will get in the anterior compartment: coracobrachialis, biceps and brachialis muscle. Okay, now we'll see the artery. So this is the brachial artery that is present in the anterior compartment. Okay, so this artery is the continuation of the axillary artery at the lower border of the teres major. Okay, then in the upper part it lies medial to the humerus, and in the lower part it lies in front of the humerus. Then below in the cubital fossa, at the level of the neck of the radius, it divides into two terminal branches. They are ulnar artery and radial artery. Okay, it divides into two terminal branches, ulnar and radial artery. Okay, so it gives off branches, that is profunda brachii branch, that is the largest branch. Okay, that runs posteriorly, and it comes out from the lateral part of the axillary artery, runs posteriorly into the spiral nerve, and it supplies the posterior compartment of the arm. Then other branches are superior ulnar collateral and inferior ulnar collateral arteries, and nutrient branch is given by the brachial artery. Now we will see the nerves present in the anterior compartment of the arm. So first we will see the median nerve. So this is the median nerve that is formed by the medial root and the lateral root of the brachial plexus. Okay, so this is medial root and lateral root, that medial root from the medial cord and lateral root from the lateral cord, they both unite to form the median nerve. Okay, so this is the median nerve. In the upper part of the arm, it lies lateral to the brachial artery. Then in the middle it crosses from lateral to medial, and in the lower part it lies lateral to the brachial artery. Okay, so this is the brachial artery and this is the median nerve. So in the upper part, median nerve lies lateral to the brachial artery. Then in the middle of the arm, it crosses from lateral to medial side, and in the lower part of the arm, median nerve lies medial to the brachial artery. Okay, it does not give any significant branches except the branches to the pronator teres, and it enters the elbow joint between the two heads of the pronator teres, the superficial and deep heads of the pronator teres. Now we will see the ulnar nerve. This is the ulnar nerve, that is the branch from the medial cord. It enters the arm along with the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. At the middle of the arm, medial cutaneous nerve, it pierces the deep fascia and becomes cutaneous, and ulnar nerve, it pierces the medial intermuscular septum, and it appears on the medial head of the triceps muscle, and then it appears on the posterior surface, in a groove on the posterior surface of the medial epicondyle. Okay, then it enters the forearm by passing through the between the two heads of the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. It does not give any significant branches except some vascular branches to the brachial artery. Now we will see the radial nerve. Okay, so this is the radial nerve, that is the continuation of the posterior cord of the brachial plexus. Then along with the profunda brachii artery. It enters the spiral groove that is present on the posterior aspect of the arm. Okay, so it goes posteriorly from here and enters the spiral groove. In the spiral groove, it gives off three branches, that is muscular branches, articular branches, and vascular branches. So muscular branches, it supplies the lateral part and medial lateral head and long head and medial head of the triceps. Okay, then it passes downwards and it again appears in the lower part. Again it appears in the anterior part of the arm. In between the brachioradialis and extensor carpi radialis longus laterally and brachialis muscle medially. Okay, so it appears again in the anterior part of the arm, between the brachioradialis and the extensor carpi radialis muscle laterally and brachialis medially, and here it supplies these three muscles. So lateral small part of the brachialis muscle is supplied by the radial nerve, and it supplies the extensor carpi radialis and extensor carpi radialis longus and brachioradialis muscle here. So these are the nerves that are present in the anterior compartment of the arm. So we have seen the muscles, vessels and nerves in the anterior compartment. Now we'll see the posterior compartment of the arm. Now this is the posterior compartment of the arm. The posterior compartment of the arm, it consists of triceps muscle and profunda brachii vessels and radial nerve, okay, that are present in the spiral groove. So this is the tricep muscle. So tri means three and seps means head. So it arises by three heads. They are long head, lateral head and medial head of tricep. So this long head, it takes origin from the infraglenoid tubercle and the origin is extracapsular, and lateral head, it takes origin from the lateral lip of the spiral groove, and medial head, it takes origin from the lower half of the posterior surface below the spiral groove. Okay, all these heads, they unite to form one single tendon that is inserted into the posterior part of the upper surface of the olecranon process. Okay, posterior part of upper surface of olecranon process. Then between the lateral head and the long head, so here appears in the posterior compartment appears the radial nerve and the profunda brachii vessels. Okay, so this is the radial nerve and the profunda brachii vessels. So they appear in the posterior compartment in the spiral groove. Okay, here it supplies the medial head and the long head of the triceps, and the upper part of the long head and the medial head, they are supplied from the radial nerve in the axilla. Okay, so this is the radial nerve and these are the profunda brachii vessels. So this is long head, this is lateral head, and below you will get the medial head. This muscle is deltoid. Okay, this is scapula. So it is supraspinatus muscle, infraspinatus muscle. Okay, so this is the posterior compartment of the arm. Here you will get the triceps muscle, then radial nerve and profunda brachii vessels. Now we will just revise the muscles of the anterior and posterior compartment. So first of all, we have seen the coracobrachialis muscle, okay, that is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve from the lateral cord of the brachial plexus, and it is the weak flexor of the shoulder joint. Then we have seen the two heads of the biceps brachii. Okay, so this is the biceps brachii, insertion into the posterior rough part of the radial tuberosity of radius, and its action is, it is the strong supinator of the forearm. Okay, strong supinator of the forearm, and it is the weak flexor of the elbow joint, and the long head of the biceps, it keeps the head of the humerus in contact with the glenoid fossa during the abduction of the shoulder joint by deltoid. When there is abduction of the shoulder joint by the deltoid, then this long head of the biceps, it keeps the head of the humerus in contact with the glenoid fossa of scapula. Then we have seen the brachialis muscle. So brachialis muscle, it is present beneath the biceps brachii and it is a hybrid muscle. So its medial large part is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve. So this is the branch musculocutaneous nerve going to the brachialis muscle. Okay, so musculocutaneous nerve. So medial larger part is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve and smaller lateral part is supplied by the radial nerve. So remember, this is the hybrid muscle in the anterior compartment, that is brachialis. Medial part is supplied by the musculocutaneous nerve and lateral part is supplied by the radial nerve. So these are the muscles present in the anterior compartment of the arm, and brachialis is also the flexor of the elbow joint. Now we will see the posterior compartment. We will revise the muscles of the posterior compartment. So here there is the long head of the tricep. Then we have seen the medial head and the lateral head and medial head of the tricep. Now in the spiral groove or radial groove, spiral groove is also called as the radial groove. So here you can see clearly the radial nerve. Okay, radial nerve along with the profunda brachii artery. Okay, so this is the profunda brachii artery. So both these structures, they run within the spiral groove or radial groove. Now branches from the radial groove in the branches from the radial nerve in the spiral groove are muscular branches, then articular branches and cutaneous branch. Okay, articular branch, it gives tweak to the elbow joint, and muscular branches are to the medial and lateral head of the triceps, and the long head and the upper part of the medial head, they are supplied by the branch of the radial nerve in the axilla. Then cutaneous, lateral cutaneous branch, that it pierces the lateral head of the triceps and it supplies the lower part of the lateral half. Okay, lower part of the lateral half of the arm. Okay, so this part is supplied by the lateral cutaneous branch that is given off in the spiral groove. So these are the three branches in the spiral groove. Then profunda brachii, it also gives branches in the radial groove, and they are middle collateral branch, radial collateral branch, a nutrient artery to the humerus, and muscular branches that supply the adjacent muscles. And the action of the triceps muscle is the extensor of the elbow joint. Okay, extensor of the elbow joint. Okay, so we have seen the muscles and vessels and nerves in the anterior compartment as well as in the posterior compartment of arm. Thank you.